Before I even cut to the music, I think it's really important to point out at this stage that this is not a review of this machine or a demonstration on how to set this up. I thought it'd just be interesting to do a short video on the reasons why I ended up stumping up the cash for this rather outstanding Axminster trade planer thicknesser. Well, hello again and welcome back to my channel. Now, long-term subscribers and sufferers will probably think it's equally as crazy as I do that I'm sat here just a couple of short years after starting up my channel discussing the Axminster trade 260 SPT, the spiral blade cutter thingy. From where I started out, my starting point in the very leaky garage just a little bit further down there. I'm sat in my beautiful new workshop that I assembled and built myself. Yeah, it's a bit weird, you know, when I go back to video one and there I am not being able to put my face in front of the camera, not being able to speak, starting out this one-handed woodworking adventure, having suffered life-changing injuries down my right side, and I don't mind opening up about it now, a catastrophic breakdown in my mental health. So when woodworking just became a coping mechanism for that, shall we say, and then YouTube became a way of documenting it, yeah, it's kind of grown a little bit, and here we are now. So I thought I'd just do a little bit of a conversation, really, a little talking heads thing about how I ended up choosing this model. And I've got a few little categories that I'd like to go through and share with you. And if you do have any questions or comments about this or anything else, really, please get in touch down in the comments section. Or the social media and the email there, and I'll do my best. I do reply to virtually every message, I think, now, but I will do my best to get back to you and try and give you a thorough an answer as possible. Anyway, let's cut to category one, which is the spiral planer cutter block. Now, if you follow the channel, you will know earlier on this year, this happened. Yes, absolutely gutted. My Rutland's tabletop thicknesser went up in a plume of smoke, and it always happens when it's right in the middle of a commission, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm looking at a replacement, and I always said in regards to like a planer or a thicknesser, if I was to ever upgrade it, my top of my wish list would be a spiral planer blade. For this reason, really, anybody who changes the blades on a thicknesser or a planer will know it's not the easiest of tasks. Try doing it one-handed and it is an absolute nightmare. It would take me, even when I knew what I was doing, 2 days to complete that task. And that's 2 days taken out of doing anything else. So again, long-term subscribers will know this. I started out with all budget tools, the likes of Aldi, Ferrex, Rutland's, that kind of stuff. But if I have had the opportunity and the luxury of being able to upgrade some of them, and I've got two things at the top of my wish list when I am upgrading the tool, and that's something that will be ease of use and time saving. And I knew that spiral planer blade would do that for me, that the actual changing of flipping the blades around could be done probably in an hour, if that. And also the actual cutter block itself is very hard wearing and the blades will last a lot longer. So in the UK, there isn't actually that much choice. Axminster Trade do a tabletop spiral planer blade thicknesser. However, when you look at the reviews, and I know reviews can be taken with a bit of a pinch of salt, most of them are pretty scathing about it, to be honest. And I have actually spoken to someone who used to own one and has sold it on and had less than favourable comments about it. So I was completely put off at that. And it used to be £999 and occasionally reduced to £899. It's £1,259 now, which is a huge chunk of cash, and people aren't very impressed with it. So that one got immediately cut off, shall we say. And there isn't much after that until you go into these kind of models, which are the floor standing, and this is obviously a planer thicknesser as well. There is the model from ITech, and I know Stu at Bisch, Basch, Bosch has one of those, so I had a little look at that. But there's also I managed to go to the Axminster store over in Warrington and physically seeing one and then looking at it from that perspective. And I don't know anywhere that stores ITech, to be honest. And talking to people, and the customer service at Axminster was fantastic. So that made me look towards this one. And this one, it was £1,859 at the time. I will come to pricing a little bit later. So yeah, top priority on number one was the spiral cutter block, and that's why I went for this model. Yes, I think availability is an important topic to discuss in these current times. It's all well and good doing your homework and deciding which model you want for any product. Actually getting your hands on it and not looking on the website going back order available in 8 to 12 weeks is a different matter entirely. So in Axminster, talking to the staff there, they had 3 models available in the UK at the time I bought it. So that had an influence on my decision. Of course it would. I knew I could have it into the workshop within 3 or 4 weeks of me ordering it. I had to go away and have a sit in the park for a little while and have a think about things in regards to the pricing. But yeah, it was there, it was available. Shortly after buying it, it went to back order again on the website, available in 8 weeks' time, possibly. So getting my hands on it, deciding it, seeing it was there, was a factor in choosing this model again. Well, let's discuss the topic of price. Yes, this was a huge investment for me. I think it was £1,859. It's gone up now. It's over £2,000 now, this model. So the prices aren't coming down. I describe it as an investment. I certainly have no intentions of parting company with this. This is going to be with me, hopefully, for a very long time. But if I did make the choice, for whatever reason, to sell it, it's not like I feel like I'd be losing money on it. I think actually I would probably get my money back, particularly considering the prices, because it's here, it's available, and it would be cheaper than actually the retail price at the moment. So yeah, price was an influence in it, and the investment aspect of it was a choice in me deciding to buy this. I did look at other models, floor-based ones like Metabo and DeWalt, which were, you know, expensive again. They were like £1,200 or £1,300, not available immediately, so it could have been 2 or 3 months I was waiting. But also the issue with those were the planer blades weren't the spiral cutter block ones again, so I'd be spending £1,300 on something that I would still have the same issues in regards to changing the planer blades. So again, logically, it brought me back towards, you know, the Axminster trade or the ITech. In my case, I went for this one. So it's important to look at something like that when you're choosing to make a rather substantial investment. For me, I think this is a really important topic to discuss in terms of ease of use and safety, particularly when you have a disability and you've only got one functioning arm. Now, if you follow my channel, you will know I posted a video about asking for help in regards to using the planing facility on this, or the jointing, as you would say in the US, because I wanted safety to be a key aspect of what I do for obvious reasons. I used to have a small benchtop planer as well as the thicknesser from Rutland's, and I stopped using it because I didn't feel safe using it. It didn't feel right to me at all, so I actually stopped using it and I sold it. And thank you to all the people who gave me the great feedback in regards to safe planing jointing on this. I'm still using my, get over here, my Mark II version of my push stick, which is certainly a lot safer than Mark I. Oh, thanks again to Stu Parker Creations, or SP Wood, who made the actual the catches for me at the back. Stu's the guy who does the kill switch on my Evolution table, so I've got video about that. And this is good. Yeah, I feel safe. I feel like I'm in control when I'm using the planing, the jointing facility on this. And it is such an easy machine to use in regards to safety. It's so much quieter. All the features on it, I feel confident when I'm using it. And when you're feeling confident with a machine, you feel a lot safer in that environment. So yeah, again, safety a key thing. Again, I know it's an expensive machine, but I feel a lot more comfortable and a lot safer using this than I did when I was using my old Rutland's standalone planer and thicknesser. Well, quality of finish. I think for a topic like this, actions will probably speak louder than words. Just to be totally open and honest with you, I did not set this machine up myself. Once Axminster delivered it, they recommended a guy to me who was actually over on the Wirral, a guy called Peter. I'll leave his contact details in the description if you're interested. Who came and spent a morning with it, setting it up, getting it all perfect, running test runs on it, and I've been so happy with it ever since then. Again, I pointed out at the beginning at pains to say this is not a review or a demo, or for setting up purposes. You're best going to Andy at the WoodGrafter, who's done some fantastic videos on how to set this machine up, or Matt Estlea as well. He's got, I think his is the slightly larger model, but again, it's the same principles. Have a look at those two. Again, I'll leave description links in the description for all of those. But let's do a little demo, eh? So I've got a piece of spalted beech here. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. Let's give it the PT treatment, eh? At this, I mean, you've gone from that's the side that needs running through the table saw, last side, to that. Look at that. It doesn't even need sanding. I mean, you will, like, you know, but it doesn't need it. You don't have to. It's an I can't hold it with you. There we go. It's just an incredible finish. There's no other way to describe it. Wow. Love it. Love it. I suppose a good way to finish the video is in just asking the question why. There'll be some folk going out there saying that's a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a product as you're just a hobbyist woodworker or an aspiring small business, when you could be spending it on other things, or you're just wasting your money away. Well, if you follow me on Instagram and social media, you know I'm in a very lucky position in regards to getting my hands on timber for free, basically, you know. So lots of hardwood timber that I've got a regular source who gives me loads of offcuts and real prime offcuts as well, like this kind of stuff, you know, but on a larger scale. But it needs some TLC before you can work with it. You know, there's some warps, there's some cups, there's, you know, it needs a little bit of work. So the investment into this with the free lumber I've got coming in means I can actually make some of the stuff and it's not costing me an outlay in an extortionate world at the moment of timber prices. So I'm hoping really in the coming months, maybe year, maybe 2 years, that this is more than going to pay for itself. You know, so that it's a sensible investment, if you like. Yes, it was, you know, a fortune. It cost me an absolute fortune. But I know really this is going to pay for itself, hopefully in the shorter term, because, you know, things are taking off a little bit and I'm really happy about that. You know, I think it becomes a word of mouth thing. You do some jobs for people and then they say, oh, can I give you a number to such a person? And I'm working on 3 or 4 commissions at the moment, whilst also trying to get the workshop finished, whilst also in a real world job as well. So things are very busy at the moment, and but I like it like that. You know, it's good for me. You know, I like my mind to be busy, shall we say. So yeah, why? Huge investment. well worth it though, in my opinion, considering my situation and my hands, you know, in regards to getting all the timber and stuff, and hopefully that's going to continue in the long term as well, which is great. And that's a final point really. I hope some of this, you know, makes sense. I hope it might make you think about things as well if you're considering upgrading to a more expensive tool, regardless whether it's a planer thicknesser or anything for that matter, and maybe consider some of the points that I've looked at. So thanks for listening, everyone, and as always, thanks for your support and following. You know, I'm just coming up to 6,000 subscribers at the moment, which is phenomenal. You know, it really is. I do pinch myself when I come in here. I still can't believe it's kind of happening. I hope you enjoyed the logo as well on the back pan there. Absolute genius work. Love it. Absolutely love it. Anyway, as ever, everyone, take care, look after yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.